How Bizarre is intended for mature, open-minded audiences only. If you are easily offended, we suggest you turn this wacky shit straight off.
I gotta say, I don't like the sun and I don't like the warmth, but today felt pretty nice. I got up there and did some yard work, and let me tell you, this house, going back to a few episodes ago, it just feels like sometimes my house is fighting me. I think a lot of homeowners probably feel that way. If the yard gets away from you, chores get away from you, you just start to feel sort of overwhelmed. But I'm making my way through it. And I'm making my way back to Short Lawn. I live on half a fucking acre, man. That is too much lawn to mow. And it's not lawn. It's not like I got a golf course out there. It's,
yeah. You don't have a rider, do you?
No. No, that wouldn't really work here for that exact reason. Really? I mean, I could use that for like a third of my property, and then the rest is just I got all these rose bushes, all these trees, shrubberies, the fence line, the orchard that's next to me. It's like there's too much shit to go around, so I would have to get out there manually and do it all anyway. But I like mowing the lawn, but it's just a lot of it. Mowing the lawn should be like a half hour max. It's a 3.5 hour ordeal if I want to do the whole thing. Damn. That is fucking idiotic. So I do it over like 3 days. I'll pick one part of it and then,
the trick is you got to do it once a week. And if you don't do it once a week, then it gets out crazy.
I do once I get back and rolling. Yeah, man. I live right by the orchard, so it's shit grass, but it grows well. I got fertile soil. I'm 50 years old, but still fertile soil for now.
Yeah, that's the one thing I miss about living in a house is doing actually yard work.
Oh,
I haven't had to do it.
That's one thing I'm looking forward to about living in a fucking nursing home. Don't you guys hope that we have? I think we talked about this not long ago. Like, we have to have cooler nursing homes by the time we get there, yeah?
It's only going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
It's going to get much worse. Yeah, they really haven't changed. I mean, they've gotten a little bit better, but they're kind of still the same thing.
I think your best hope is to make it one of those shag places. The guy that's like, well, yes, but like also it's called shag, right? And it's like the cool place old people go where you're not quite on assisted living yet, but it's it's an old community place.
Right. Like community, like those are two different things. Sure, retirement communities are not necessarily nursing homes. Like nursing homes is like you can't really get around.
They're saying like
your family doesn't want to take care of you, which you can't blame them because that's a lot of work.
Well, like nursing homes have like the highest fucking rate of like STDs.
Mm-hmm.
At one point,
because they're
well, what else are you gonna do? Go fuck the gummer next to you. I wonder if there's gonna be a bunch of gummers when we get to that age because
it's gonna be
false teeth aren't as popular as they once were.
There'll be a lot of showing of probably tattoos.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of tattoos in the nursing home.
Because I would think like 80% of the population that were in the homes, when it's our time, are going to be, mainly pretty heavily tattooed.
Got to be putting in some Temple the Dog on the old hi-fi. No Lawrence Welk, no Frank Sinatra. Yeah, it'll be a different thing. Playing video games.
That just reminds me of the story that Rob the Undertaker told us about the corpse that came through with the tattoo above her pelvic region. Remember that?
Yeah. You want to tell that story?
He was like, well, just for a recap, they had to ask the family if they knew if she had any. She was like in her 90s when she died, and had to ask the family if she had any tattoos they could identify her by. And they're like, she didn't have any tattoos. She was 90. And so we spoke up. Was like, that's not true. She had a tattoo above her pelvic region that said Bob's pussy. Husband was not named Bob.
I actually don't remember that part.
I don't either.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. We got to get him back on. There's lots of the funeral home industry is changing so rapidly. But going back to the nursing home thing, I think the best that we can hope for, honestly, is virtual reality, which is pretty incredible at this point. But, like the next level, in 10 to 20 years, we should be at a pretty incredible place concerning virtual reality, jack into some experience and live a different existence that you're not experiencing. In other words, you don't smell the urine and the bleach. the Pine Sol, and you don't hear the crazy people moaning in the room next to you, and you don't see the crazies that are wheeling themselves into your room like, where's Charles? I had a lot of grandparents in nursing homes, so I spent a lot of time in nursing homes for like the last 30 fucking years, really. They're wild fucking places. They're funny and entertaining, but sad and gross. But if you were at that point, I think that I'd be like, yeah, you know what? Plug me into the Matrix. Let me live the rest of my days in some imaginary land. Just pump me full of whatever. Keep me comatose, and I'll live my adventures. Doesn't that sound better? That sounds way fucking better to me.
I hate to tell you, but you've been in the Matrix for like 15 years, man.
Man, I'm starting to
well,
fucking believe
it's not that far from reality. I mean, virtual reality is actually, it can be very addictive, and it can, it's something you could probably live in if you really wanted to.
Well,
to be
look
honest
at what EverQuest and fucking World of Warcraft sucks people into.
Jesus,
and then you
you're
add,
always referencing the fucking most ancient fucking video games.
well, I'm referencing the ancient because think of how crude that experience was in terms of technology. But that was enough to keep people, to Lyle's point, from wanting to go back into the real world. It's like, in here, I'm a warrior. And they kind of touched on that in the South Park spoof of it. It's like, these fucking, the biggest losers on the planet in the game could be like the one everyone fears, the one everyone respects, the one that wields the sword of, I can't remember what it was called, but it's like, I'm not a noob. Yeah, go ahead, Lyle.
What I was getting at is that they have like standable kind of controllers, if this makes sense. It's like a giant disc, and you sit in it, you stand in the middle of it, and you move. You could actually virtually walk, but you're not. You're not really
like the Omni walking thing, right?
Is that what it's called? I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like technically, if you wanted
in the place where you move,
I would love to be able to put you in my VR in Skyrim. With all the mods, and just let you be there.
I would love to get you in my VR.
There for like fucking 3 hours, dude. You'd be so lost walking through the forest and all this other shit, and probably get attacked by orcs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, fuck it, put me on an adventure. When my grandpa and my grandma was in
it feels real.
The nursing home,
it really feels real.
Their adventure was whatever was on fucking daytime TV. Whoever wheeled into their room and whatever fucking texture of the ceiling they stared at for months and years on end. Like, yeah, give me a fucking adventure. Plug me in, man. Yeah. Put me in, coach.
I've played Skyrim where you've gone into a tavern, and like I'm literally wearing the VR and I'm standing up, and I'm standing next to one of these maidens that's supposed to be like taking my order, and she's as tall as me.
I hear you.
I'm literally in this space where like this animated thing is like so close I could touch her, and she's like for scale as like a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost feels so real. It's really crazy.
I think that's the future of convalescence. I think jack us in, and you won't need to jack us off. Something in our brains will do it for us.
What I was getting at is if you're in a controller where you could actually walk around and physically move, kneel down and, touch ground or whatever, and you're still stationary in one spot, I mean, technically, who's telling you not in the Matrix? You could be like living a whole new reality, doing something else.
Mm.
And that's now. Could you imagine, like in 30 years from now?
We couldn't possibly, but I think that's something to look forward to. One thing that we have in our future, maybe. We don't have family that want to wipe our ass. Anywho, let's move on to some other technological stories here. Excuse me. Did you guys see that a little slice of Game of Thrones might be coming to our neck of the woods? Well,
no,
not regional. It was a weird way to say it. But dire wolves. They might have brought back dire wolves.
Yeah.
Biotech. This is a... I'll just read the story right here. A biotechnology company recently drew worldwide attention after announcing the birth of genetically engineered wolf pups carrying selected traits linked to the extinct dire wolf. The dire wolf, which disappeared roughly 10,000 years ago, became newly famous in pop culture, mostly because of Game of Thrones, but in reality, it was a real Ice Age predator that once roamed North America. The company's claim sparked immediate fascination and immediate pushback, as you might imagine. It's like, should we go ahead and put, what are they supposed to be, like 6 feet tall wolves, or like massive fucking beasts? I mean, a regular wolf.
I'd assume they're probably like the size of a bear, in height.
I guess.
Like on 4 legs.
The company's claim, many scientists argue that this is not true resurrection of extinct species. Instead, they say it is modern genetic editing, much like what we saw in Jurassic Park, but that looked pretty fucking old-timey to me, resurrection-y to me, taking living gray wolves and modifying certain genes associated with physical characteristics believed to resemble dire wolves. I don't like any of this.
So they wouldn't have the primal, like the fight or flight or the primal urge to kill.
We don't know what the fuck they're going to have.
Right.
We're kind of inventing and fucking with. I mean, I feel like we only see this kind of thing in dystopian stories for a reason. It wraps up by saying the distinction matters. Because are we reviving lost species or creating approximations of them? Either way, it raises questions once reserved for science fiction. If extinct animals can be partially recreated, what comes next? And I thought that it was an interesting, as a Pop Sci article, by the way, I thought that was an interesting question. Like, if you could bring back anything that is extinct, what would it be? I think, I'm sure there are more exotic and more exciting things, but on a practical level, I don't want to bring back something that's going to hunt me down or tower over me. So I like the thought of bringing back the dodo bird. Which I've always been fascinated. It's so Flintstonesy. You bring back the woolly mammoth? I could get behind. Well, let me rephrase.
I don't know.
I could.
It's more of a like confront your own phobia though too. But I'd like to see the megalodon come back.
You insane? Well, the megalodon might still be down there. We don't know.
Oh fuck!
We have no idea what's down the depths of the ocean. And by the way, I just listened to a recent podcast, American Scandal, one of my favorite podcast series. I think it was a few seasons back. They do seasons.
Do they have a YouTube or is it just on
I'm sure that it's a Wondery podcast.
Sure.
So where typical podcast apps you can find it, but it was the about the Titan sub, and I saw the documentary and it mostly carries on the same sort of vibe as the documentary, but there were some more details, and it's just like they really, over 4 or 5 episodes, just time and time and time again, the dude had so many times or so many chances to listen to what people were telling him, listen to what his own fucking craft was telling him. He was just defiant and was just begging to be squished in the depths on that fucking sub. But it's a good podcast and I recommend it. But it's kind of a similar science-y way of thinking. It was just like, nah, I'm going to go ahead on. I got a hobby, I got an interest, I got a passion, and only pussies. He basically, what was his name?
He was a narcissist, dude.
I can't remember what that guy's name was.
He could not be wrong.
You're right.
It's just like, no, I'm correct, and you are all wrong.
Well, he had this attitude. He kept saying to people, innovators have to be bold. Like you can't, and he's right. And everyone would say he's right, but you also have to be safe. You can't, you if you want to play with your life and you want to play with your money, that's different than playing with other people's money and other people's lives.
Exactly.
And ultimately, he cost people their fucking lives in a crazy fucking death. But, so, Chris, what would you bring back if you could?
I couldn't think of anything. I'd still go dinosaur. That's so fucking.
So you want like a brontosaurus, like maybe something, or stegosaurus, maybe something a little less.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be cool to see an actual dinosaur, but it's tough.
Like a
Triceratops.
Did we talk about the dinosaurs documentary series on Netflix before?
I can't recall.
I recommend it. I don't know if it came out.
Not the mama. That one?
No. As historically and scientifically accurate as that one was. No, this is a brand new one on Netflix I thought we talked about it, but maybe we didn't. But I think it's just called Dinosaurs something. It'll be the first thing that pops up on Netflix. But it was fascinating and beautiful and sad and tragic. But the timeline was really wild to see how far apart all of these different dinosaurs lived. And it's just like, and then we skip ahead 100 million years, and then we skip ahead 50 million years. Like, Jesus Christ, it takes forever to get to the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like, and most of the dinosaurs that we really know all came in that last phase, and they are the ones that died. But it did a good job of explaining why that meteorite killed so many creatures. I don't know, it's interesting. But one of the things that I found comforting was like, Jesus, it's like, if there is a God, he really hates all of us. He really hates all Earth's creatures. It's just like this nonstop brutality and cruelty and ugliness and beauty and growth and obstacles overcome and these mile markers of species having their time on Earth and just moving forward. And it's just like, but it's so fucking cold and brutal, and it just seems like the Earth is this evil, destructive place. But I recommend it. You get an interesting perspective. Speaking of ancient things, as we know, the climate is changing at a rapid pace, and all these glaciers melting is revealing interesting things in the ice, and we've uncovered all these microorganisms and certain things. We've even uncovered lots of signs of civilization. But here's another story from PopSci. As glaciers and permanent snowfields continue to retreat, archaeologists are finding objects that have been locked away for centuries or even thousands of years. Shoes, tools, hunting gear, clothing, human remains, animal remains, and traces of forgotten travel routes are emerging from melting ice. Some of this even came up in the Netflix documentary.
The cast of Demolition Man came out.
They defrosted Demolition Man. Oh, they should have known better than that. This field has
Luke
become...
Skywalker trapped in it.
Oh, that was Han Solo in carbonite.
Yeah,
yeah, they gotta get down to Han Solo there. This field has become so active, it has its own name, Glacial Archaeology. This is fucking fascinating, and there's tons of discoveries that are being made like every year. It goes on to say, what makes these finds extraordinary is preservation, because ice can protect leather, wood, cloth, and organic material that would normally rot away. You know, a lot of the things that we think about with archaeology tends to, for some reason, happen in the desert in very extreme climates, which does not bode well for preservation. And in some cases, an item dropped by a hunter long ago can emerge startlingly intact. But there is
flesh too. Like, I mean, you've seen the ice.
Yeah,
man.
you see some actual skin on them. What's awesome about that and crazy is that they can get sometimes, if not DNA, at least some sort of chromosomal samples off of it. Yeah. And it says, but there is urgency. Once exposed, these artifacts rapidly decay. And what was preserved for 1,000 years can be destroyed in a single season, just because we took it away from what was preserving it, the ice. It's just like taking something out of the freezer and putting it on your counter.
Like,
it's getting oxygen too to it.
It's like when Bilbo fucking takes the ring off
and directs
to Frodo.
It's exactly that, Chris. It's exactly that.
Exactly that.
So each melting glacier becomes a paradox. Evidence of environmental loss while simultaneously revealing hidden chapters of human history. I'm working on a bigger story for this, but I brought this up so that I would remember to continue to chase down a bigger story, because there are so many cool things that they're finding in the ice. It will never not make me think of The Thing, right? Yeah. It's like that we found something in the ice.
There's a couple YouTube channels that kind of has specific stories of archaeologists finding like basically human type tools, you know, like hammers, pickaxes, and finding them like they're completely like, there's an axe that was found, and I was just watching this not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. There was an axe that was found in some petrified wood. And the petrified wood was like 1 million fucking years old. Yeah. And this is a fucking man-made axe. It's like you could tell it's it's the same shape of like what somebody would make, like a pick-ass hack, half like I don't know, hammerhead, type of a instrument, and it's just like, and this thing's buried inside of something that it's petrified wood. It's not like it can be formed by like a nuclear bomb going off and like oh look, they got stuck there. No, because it was stuck in wood at one point in time and then fossilized.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, where do you put that? I don't know if it's real because most people, oh, it's probably fake, it's probably AI. But still, that to me, that's crazy. And I've actually heard like 3 or 4 stories like that lately.
Have you seen what they're doing? As we get better with lasers, it's not really sonar. It's like using lasers. I can't remember what that's called. Is that LiDAR?
Yeah, LiDAR.
As we get
where they could see underneath like the first kind of like layers of
we're getting deeper and deeper with what we can see.
Yes, that's LiDAR. It's
like from the ground we're starting to see. Oh God, I wish I had the story in front of me. It was like they're finding jungles like underneath rock, like going through. I don't know. We talk about the Earth in terms of the different layers, and the farthest human beings have drilled down or have even sort of found organic holes and tunnels to crawl down. If it was a jawbreaker, we're like 1/3 of the way through that outer thin layer. Like we know nothing about what is in the earth. Not really. We have theories, but the LiDAR is getting better and better, and we're starting to see things below this, what we had normally thought of being this massive chunk of rock that just went for miles and miles and miles, but not necessarily so in some places. And we're seeing open areas and signs of jungles and even roads, and ancient civilizations are starting to pop up. There are these lost cities that are being found way, like we cannot drill to them. We don't have the technology, but like these ancient urban networks that are being discovered, and causeways connecting all these settlements and ceremonial centers and agriculture systems, like the entire civilization, evidence of entire ancient civilizations way below where we ever thought there was anything happening there. It's fucking crazy.
I would be curious to find out how well that LiDAR works over water, because the Dead Sea, when they said that the waters recede, I mean there's actually ancient there's like 400 or 500 like cities that are actually in the underwater, right? So as the waters recede down, they were finding all these other sites and stuff like that. But I would be curious to find out if that LiDAR can penetrate through water and stuff, to find out like through the bedrock,
like what's down below the ocean.
To be able to see what was like below this, because like obviously, as the polar caps melt, those oceans and like the Dead Sea elevate, with water. So, eventually like California will probably be underwater.
Yeah.
But like to be able to like go around like just that old era of like Egypt, and like Greece during the Plato eras, and like finding like these forgotten cities,
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you could like run that some LiDAR through there and like find Atlantis? Oh, it's there. It's just fucking,
there are probably a ton of Atlantis.
Yeah, like Sansa, no big deal. If you want to be able to, excavate it.
I kept thinking about things like that with that dinosaurs documentary, because it, along with the vegetation and the, biological life, it shows the landscape changes and how, so many pieces of land, like before Earth became a planet of oceans, there was not that much water here. Like we think of it as always being this oceanic planet. It wasn't that case at all. And it shows how completely different it looked back in, about to say back in the day, but that's a stupid way of saying 100 and some million years ago.
Sure. Well, like the continents was one, at one point in time, right? And then they kind of like broke apart.
Mostly connected. They just got flooded. Like they're still one. If you drain the ocean, the Earth is still all land. But that's, we think of it kind of strange. But going back to the ice story, they one thing that they did discover, and I don't like this, and no one should, is they discovered an ancient sleeping worm.
Ooh.
And when they, unlike some of the other things that they have uncovered in the ice, when they brought those to the surface...
Is it an eel? Is it a goddamn eel?
I don't think it's an eel. It's no, these are microscopic. I'll just read it. It's go back up to where I was here. Scientists analyzing permafrost in Siberia extracted microscopic roundworms, nematodes, from soil frozen since the late Ice Age. Radiocarbon dating of surrounding material suggests the organisms had been frozen for approximately 46,000 years. And in controlled laboratory conditions, researchers have gradually thawed the samples. And much to their horrors and surprise, I added that part, the worms begin to move.
No, I don't like that at all.
Nobody fucking should. I'm going to go on and finish this and we'll talk. They resumed basic biological functions. They reproduce. These things have been frozen for tens of thousands of years. We thawed them out and they're alive. They've been alive the whole time.
We've been trying to do with people forever.
Exactly. They were in a suspended state of animation. They resumed basic biological function. They reproduced.
They're back.
They weren't fully fossil traces. These weren't fully fossil traces. They were viable organisms entering a state called try this again. Cryptobiosis, essentially suspending life processes almost completely. No metabolism, no growth, no visible activity. And then they reboot. Scientists view this as a breakthrough, it's one way to say it, in understanding extreme survival mechanisms and long-term dormancy. Brett, are we really in an era where we feel confident to go wakening up ancient worms 50,000 years ago? Yeah. Still from the actual Ice Age. These are worms that have been down there forever, put down there for a reason, I like to think. And we go thawing them out, and they are now humping under the microscope and doing fine. Now, on the one hand, who knows? I mean, it is possible. Anything's possible with this kind of thing. Maybe these things are the cure for cancer. But isn't it more likely that they are the next plague?
Yeah.
The thought of this is just fucking with my head. Like, it is right out of a horror movie. That just the fact that these things have been down there. I mean, if you would have said like 500 years, that would have been mind blowing. 50,000 fucking years. And who knows how long they were there before that. I mean, that we're just going back to like the tail end of the Ice Age when they probably were like, I don't know how, at some point during the Ice Age, but these things could have been there longer. And they certainly could be older organisms. The fact that those things were around when a lot of extinct animals were around, and now we have found them and they're fine. They're just chilling. Yeah. They're just down there chilling.
You remember the movie,
creepy as shit.
The thing?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I can't help but think of it. Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll keep an eye on that. But again, something could be, there could be something good that comes from this. I think maybe it is Hollywood and just an overall pessimistic human view that has me thinking only terrible things will come of this. But it's a great premise for some sort of movie. I guess if you want the happy ending, maybe it'll cure MS. Or, I don't know how, but I don't know how anything cures anything. Who knows what's in these microorganisms that could be beneficial, or that we could benefit from, or we could learn from in one way or another. But I can't get past the creepiness of this. And, Lyle mentioned, we all talked about bringing back something that's extinct. There are certain types of organisms that we know can stay in that suspended state of, or state of suspended animation. But maybe there are mammals and things like the bigger creatures or fish that we don't know about that also have that capability. You know, maybe something from the Jurassic period or way before used to have that ability to survive those frigid conditions, and maybe, you know, like koi fish or like goldfish or whatever in a pond where they just freeze for like a season.
They hibernate.
Like they're just there. You look down in like a foot deep pond and they're just frozen. Like, what are they doing? I don't know if that's a technical suspended state of animation, but I keep saying that wrong. But, well, no, I said it right that time. But you know what I mean? Like, who knows what the fuck is down there? We're just getting, and this is one thing about climate change. You know, it's melting. It's going back in the opposite direction as it did all those years ago, where it shit froze and locked all these things, preserving them for time. Not all time, because shit's melting, and God knows what's about to be unleashed, because it's melting at a pretty rapid pace.
Yeah.
And we're finding things that we're not talking like a quarter of a mile down. We're talking like, you know, 50 feet versus 100 feet, massive changes in what we're discovering in terms of archaeology. You don't even go that far down. So I don't know. I thought that this could be its own separate topic, but mostly it was just, we're just kind of getting going. Like, we still don't know, but we are finding shit that we didn't find 10 years ago. And we're not even looking necessarily. We're just collecting them.
I think it's exciting because, like, if you could find like a woolly mammoth, you know, trapped in ice that, you know, froze, you know, back in the million years ago or whatever, just chilling, you know, basically, you know, buried 20 feet within a big giant ice cube, you know. It's possible we could find that, you know?
I remember we did a story where they said basically doing the Jurassic Park thing would be impossible because DNA has a shelf life of a certain amount of years. So, like, even if it's frozen, the DNA is still breaking down. I'm not a fucking scientist or educated.
Well, they're making it sound like this stuff still has active DNA. So
yeah, you would still have blood, you would still have skin, you would still have everything. It's just frozen, you know.
This DNA lasts. So tens of thousands of years, obviously. I mean, we remember Keenewick Man, that big controversial thing where they found Keenewick Man. Well, I think it was like 10,000 years ago. Wasn't there DNA that they were able to determine off of that guy? Maybe I'll look that up in a minute. DNA can last from a few days to over a million years. But that doesn't go back to, I mean...
Dinosaur time, yeah.
Yeah, how long ago? I just watched that documentary. There's a lot to it, though. And again, it moves over so many ages. So, yeah, we're nowhere near. I mean, it was 160... Okay, well... Dinosaurs lived for about 165 to 180 million years. How long ago did dinosaurs die, I guess is the question. The last dinosaurs. 66 million years. So, yeah, that seems to compute that we would not be able to get DNA. But, I mean, if it can go back a million years, it certainly can go back tens of thousands of years. Look up Keenewick Man DNA and see if something came out of that.
So, I mean, they could actually find DNA through bones, can't they?
I think there has to be
like marrow. Or
well, there might be in marrow, but I think that all decays and dries up so fast. But there has to be some sort of preserved flesh, from what I understand. But DNA analysis of the 9,000-year-old Keenewick Man, also known as the Ancient One, reveals he is closely related to modern Native Americans, including the Confederated Tribes of the Colville Reservation, right here in Washington State, of course. Published in 2015, the genomic study found, I'm not going to try to pronounce, X2A and QM3, which are exclusively found in Native Americana, proving direct genetic link. So yeah, they were able to get the DNA off this dude. Did this come out? Was Keenewick Man found around the time that Encino Man came out? Keenewick Man Discovery, because that would have been like early 90s, mid 90s. Remember that movie was that a Pauly Shore joint?
Yeah.
Well, Keenewick Man was
Brendan Fraser.
discovered in '96. I feel like,
I'm gonna say he's doing a new movie.
like
Mummy
Encino
movie. I'm
Man
pretty
was
sure.
already out. Encino Man was 4 years before. It predicted Keenewick Man. Say it again, Lau.
Brendan Fraser's doing another Mummy movie.
Oh, Brendan
Right.
Fraser. That's right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've seen it.
crazy shit. I wanted to get through this. Where are we at here? I got time for this. This is a bit longer of a story, but this is something that I've been wanting to bring. We keep running out of time. Are you guys familiar with the Kentucky meat shower?
Is this a sex thing? I'm listening.
Well, I'm just going to read it best I can off of all these notes because I took a bunch of notes from different sources, a lot of it Wikipedia. But on March 3rd, 1876, a farmer's wife, Mrs. Crouch, was making soap on her porch when she reported seeing a piece of meat fall from the sky. She said she was 40 steps from her house when the meat began to hit the ground. Mrs. Crouch and her husband believed the event was a sign from God. She is on record as saying that it was snowing meat and that the meat fell, this is a quote, the meat fell with a snapping like noise when it struck the earth. Joe Jordan, a grocer in the area, stated that the smell was offensive to the extreme, like that of a dead body decaying.
Ew.
The phenomenon was covered in Scientific American, the New York Times, and other publications of the day. Most of the pieces of meat were approximately 2 by 2 inches. At least one was 4 by 4 inches, and the meat appeared to be beef. But according to the first report in Scientific American, 2 men who tasted it, yes, 2 men, this is what dudes do. This is like, this started with the dare. Like, I dare you to fucking...
You taste the sky beef.
I dare you to eat
you.
that sky meat.
It probably started out like, you know what? I bet you if you barbecued that a little bit, put some good
Put
seasoning
that on the
it,
old
you
fucking
good.
Traeger.
Hey, I've had some roadkill, man. Let's try
And a
it.
pussy. The meat appeared to be beef, but according to the first report in Scientific American, 2 men who tasted it judged it to be possibly lamb or deer. So a bit more gamey.
Was it like a corpse that swole up and exploded like one of the whale things, or what was this?
Well, we don't know. The story goes on to say, writing in the sanitarian Leopold Brandes identified the substance as nostoc, a type of cyanobacteria. I'm probably not saying that right. But Brandes gave the meat sample to Newark Scientific Association for further analysis. Remember, this is the 1800s. Leading to a letter from Dr. Alan McLean Hamilton appearing in the medical record and stating the meat had been identified as lung tissue from either a human or a human infant.
What?
The structure of the organ in these 2 cases being almost identical. And the composition of the sample was backed up by further analysis, with 2 samples of the meat being identified as lung tissue, 3 as muscle, and 2 as cartilage. The Brandes nostoc theory relied on the fact that nostoc expands into a clear jelly-like mass when rain falls on it, often giving the sense that it was falling with the rain. Charles Fort noted in his first book, The Book of the Damned, that there had been no rain. So another theory found Kurt Goad, a professor at Transylvania University, was looking into the case, and came from the New York Times, who asserted that it was cosmic meat. This was a bit of a humorous take on it, of course, but meat that came from animals from an exploding planet.
Yeah, okay.
Again, I want to remind you of the time that this came out.
There's round. No, it's flat.
Locals favored that explanation, that the meat was vomited by either black or turkey vultures, common in Kentucky.
That's what I would think about in the 1800s.
Which is an interesting theory.
Or a dragon fucking barked.
Dragon. Yeah, well, they were still around in the 1800s.
Yeah, right.
Who, as in their, let's see, maybe back up. Either black or turkey vultures, common in Kentucky, who, as is their custom, seeing one of their companions disgorge himself, immediately followed suit, which I found interesting. We kind of do that as humans. Like, oh, you're going to barf it up? I'm going to barf it up too. Mostly because we're grossed out. But I think this might point to some sort of like nature defense mechanism. Like, oh shit, does Charlie think we just got poisoned? Let's yak it up, folks, just to be safe. This is a crazy story. I know it's kind of confusing and all over the place, but this is what I came up with during the research. Dr. Louis D. Castenbein, lots of names here, this just goes on, a lot of people looking into it, presented this theory of the barfing vultures to the Louisville Medical News as the best explanation of the variety of meat. Vultures vomit as part of making a quick escape and as a defensive method when threatened. Ford explained the flattened, dry appearance of the meat chunks as the result of the pressure, and noted that 9 days later, on March 12, 1876, red corpuscles with a vegetable appearance also fell over London, Kentucky, not too far away. So,
What?
they kept these meat samples, and in 2004, a meat sample was taken out of storage at the Transylvania University by art professor Kurt Goad when he was conducting a collections cleanout, and it has been in various exhibitions since this finding. The meat is primarily housed in its long-term repository at the Moostic Medical and Science Museum at Transylvania University in Lexington, Kentucky. The sample is submerged in alcohol contained within a small glass vial, which has a label with the faded words Olympia Springs written on the front. You guys following this? It is widely believed to be the last known surviving sample of meat from the event. The rediscovered specimen has also been in the focus of later scientific and artistic experiments. After the vial was cataloged, Goad arranged for modern DNA analysis of the tissue, but the age and condition of the sample meant that the test could not identify a specific species. Going back to now, you can go back a million years with DNA if it's in the right conditions. So this wasn't too old for that, but it wasn't the right conditions. No one thought to preserve it in a way where DNA wasn't even a thing. So scientific analysis. In the weeks after the meat shower, we're hopping all over time-wise here, local officials and physicians collected pieces of the material and sent them to chemists and microscopists in Kentucky. Early commentators, including chemist J. Lawrence Smith and water analyst Leopold Brandeis, proposed that the substance is most likely wind-blown frog spawn, or the preferred stance, like we mentioned earlier, Cyanobacterium nostoc. Drawing analogies to other reported flesh or blood rains, both men nonetheless preserved their samples and passed them on to other investigators and ultimately decided, we don't know, but they still show evidence of being a mixture of lung, muscle, and cartilage tissue rather than algae or amphibian eggs, which would be expected with the common raining frogs phenomenon.
Sure. Yeah. That happens. Like a tornado will go over the ocean and suck up a bunch of fish, and then it rains fish like 300 miles in.
Yeah. Well, it only wraps up by saying, as a result of all this, most of the laboratory work has strongly supported the conclusion that animal tissue fell during the Kentucky meat shower. The exact species involved and the precise circumstances that produced the event remain uncertain. So that is the very confusing and very strange tale of the Kentucky meat shower.
You know, it's kind of ironic too, because when you were telling me the story, is that it reminded me of the gelatinous blobs that rained in Seattle. Do you remember that story?
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, it happened in like 1994, but all of a sudden, like out of the, it was raining, but it was like these globature, just like see-through, just blobs. They were all over.
The Oakville blobs are a decades-old mystery where clear gelatinous rice-sized goo fell from the sky in Oakville, Washington, just southwest of Seattle in 1994. Causing residents to fall ill, I don't remember that part, with flu-like symptoms. The substance, often described as smelling like rainwater, returned in April 2025. In Rochester, Washington, investigators found bacteria, but no definitive conclusive origin was ever determined.
Never did figure it out.
And it happened again just last year.
Yeah.
Some speculate the goo was fish or jellyfish remains carried by high altitude winds or bombing explosions. The most widely cited, though unconfirmed, theory is that the blobs were waste or byproducts from military aircraft, which is interesting because we have Boeing here. We also have the Joint Base Lewis McChord.
Maybe it's like an after effect of like a chemtrail or something.
Yeah, could be, or something.
Mixed with water,
who knows what kind of experimental or cutting edge jet fuel they may be using. One independent lab analysis suggested the substance was similar to, let's see if I can try to sound this out, polyacrylamide, a gelatinous material used in potting soil or diapers. This just gets weirder and weirder. That's wild that it came back in 2025. We had a hell of a 2025 news-wise, so I can see why that didn't find its way onto the news cycle. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Shit falling out of the sky, man. But the blobs are weird. And it's even weirder that they found the bacteria. But the meat, that looked like lungs, like lung meat falling from the sky. The vultures thing is interesting. I think that, and it could be, like is often the case, when there's a phenomenon, a weird phenomenon, it could, you sort of tend to take liberties as you're retelling the story, and maybe some of the other witnesses, that, it adds to it, and maybe it became a bigger, more widespread thing than it actually was. Maybe it was originally a smaller, more isolated case. But
could you believe those dipshits that actually ate it, that cooked it up and ate it, and they came back and they're like, remember that mystery flesh you cooked up and ate tasted like chicken? And they're like, yeah, Kim turns out it was human.
That was weird.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it looks like baby lung. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
The fact that the weirdest part of that story might be that a couple of dudes just decided to try it. And that the whole thing was like not for science. It was for, like, I fucking dare you. I dare you to eat sky meat. The sky meat that just fell. Wild. I mean, we have vultures and buzzards all around here. I've never seen it rain meat.
I get what they're saying. It's like a defensive mechanism to, like, they regurgitate everything, so
they need to fly
faster.
Yeah,
so they could fly faster.
It's just like dropping your bags if someone's chasing you.
Yeah, they're not a jaybird. They're like a fucking turkey trying to fly.
Man, vultures are crazy. They're fascinating.
Yeah, vultures they're a big bird, but they're I mean, I
think they're the largest birds, aren't they?
On a dead cow all day ain't gonna be able to fly. So I could see it throwing up just to be able to get lighter and light enough to fly.
Yeah, largest American bird. My one of my the California condor, which I thought was extinct. Did they come back? They did bring they did come back. 10-foot wingspan, the California condor. That's like a small plane. Yeah. That is probably where the Thunderbird legends came from. But one of my aunts lived over, I think, somewhere near Centralia, and it was like this big rock quarry. But the rock quarry was kind of near the landfill. It was a super fun and creepy and weird place to play as a kid. Just this, like, wasteland. But there would be the biggest fucking buzzards, like these giant vultures that would come down to you if you threw out some meat, and they were terrifying. It was like something out of fucking Clash of the Titans itself. But I grew up around these giant buzzards, and they are fascinating creatures. They're not like any other bird you've ever watched. They are spooky and giant. I can't believe we're trying to attract them to us. Anyway, well, there's your falling meat story for the month. The Kentucky meat. Raining meat. Well, I'm going to go grab one last shot of whiskey. I've only had 12 tonight, and maybe we'll do us some weird-ass triv, get on out of here?
Go. Let's fucking do
All right.
it.
Let's hit the theme song while I'm doing that.
Boom.
It's Weird Trivia with Christopher F. Hahn. A man from Florida, poop things, square shit in nature. Don't get me started on the goddamn brown hair. It's Weird Trivia that might get Christopher fired.
You guys ready for this? All right. A McDonald's employee in Ohio was hospitalized recently. When this happened, they did this on the job. Was it A? They tried to grill off a wart they had on their hand.
Ew.
Was it B?
Yes, that would work, but it would do more than you wanted,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I'm so tired
Of not feeling bad.
A fight broke out between customers, and they tried to take a selfie and were struck in the head by a flying food tray.
Wait. Oh, food tray. Okay.
Sweet J.
See,
That could fuck you up.
they attempted to unclog or fix the ice cream machine with a metal fork while it was still plugged in.
Are they always really that broken?
You know, I
know.
think it's probably a lie.
Or is it D? While making fries, they dropped their AirPod into the fryer and immediately dove in barehanded to retrieve it.
Ooh.
God, that would hurt.
Oh, that
Well,
makes me
afterwards.
think of one of the worst scenes in a movie. Worst deaths I've ever seen in a movie. You guys ever watch, what was it? God, it's...
Is it the Jason X one where he puts their face in the
No,
glycerine?
it's, Macbeth's. It's a retelling of Macbeth. What is that?
Hamnet?
No, Macbeth fast food. It's got Christopher Walken. No, this came out like late 90s. Macbeth fast food. Oh, Scotland, PA. You guys ever seen that?
No.
Christopher Walken. It's about two rival. I don't know if you know anything about Macbeth, but it's kind of like a reworking. I think it's like a reworking of Macbeth, but like Macbeth's is a fast food. It's like rival fast food restaurants, but there's a dude that gets tied up, like they tie his hands up, and behind him, like they're not really sure what they're gonna do with them yet. He's like hostage in this situation. And while it's very Quentin Tarantino, they just kind of got the guy pushed off to the side, back sort of in the kitchen, and while they're arguing about what to do with him, he kind of slumps over and then falls headfirst into the vat of grease. You just see his tied hands like shaking, like it's like it's like, I mean, it's a black comedy, but that was one of the most disturbing scenes because you can imagine all too clearly what a death like that would actually feel like. Whew. Anyway, yeah, God, I gotta watch that. I got that on DVD somewhere.
Okay, real quick, I'll run over these again.
Yeah,
here.
sorry.
McDonald's employee in Ohio was hospitalized after they tried to grill off a wart. They were watching a fight between customers, and they turned around to take a selfie and was struck in the head with a food tray. They attempted to unclog or fix the ice cream machine with a metal fork while it was still plugged in, or they dropped an AirPod in the fryer and immediately dove in after it.
Oh boy, I'm torn between the wart and the AirPod. I think I'm gonna go with the AirPods because they ain't cheap, but I will also accept the wart. Hello?
Oh,
Hello.
sorry.
Oh, it's like everyone.
Everybody
went quiet.
passed out. Sorry.
It is getting late.
No, my Mac, I hit a button on it. Weird one. Anyways, I'm sorry, you went with the AirPod?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. All right, John Mark.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that too, just because I can see just like instinct taking over, and you're just like,
Like, oh, I dropped it.
It's just like a reflex, and like,
Yeah.
oh
Second
shit,
rule. Oh my god.
yeah,
Yeah, don't work with
Like you don't want to think you
Bubbling
do that,
grease.
but like I think that
you jerk.
sometimes
You have like flinch
just a knee-jerk
responses.
reaction.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
I
the
can
thing
save
is,
it.
I don't think if anybody of our generation would do it, but like a younger
I don't know, dude.
generation right now.
I don't know.
Well, right now, if you dropped your ear pod into the deep fryer, you wouldn't fucking go after it.
Well,
right?
I think to
You'd like
John
to
Mark's
think
point,
so.
he might have been trying to catch it
asking
too,
you,
like
if
catch it
you were
before it actually
if you had
falls
to
in.
work at McDonald's and do that, would you? I could see a younger kid doing it for sure.
This is
but,
not like a logical
years
thing.
old.
This is not
Right.
a logical thing, Lyle. It's like
Reactionary.
Yeah, it's like kind of a lizard
Right.
brain thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. No, I'm going. That's what I'm going with. But I'm just saying, like
Family game here.
at 50 years old, you wouldn't be doing it.
You'd
But,
like
yeah.
to think we wouldn't experience that, but man, I have
I
done
would-
some
I would.
stupid things. I was like, well, why
I'm
did I
not
go for that?
loving it. I'm
Not loving it.
There's a bell curve to these things, right? Like if we're going with what you're saying, where it's like if you're younger, like you would do it like you get to a certain age, and then
Right,
like
like an
you start going
18-year-old right now.
then you start going down the other side of the thing, and you might go back towards doing that kind of shit. You
That's
see what I'm
true.
saying?
Like
here?
90
Like,
years old,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. All right.
All right, guys.
Well, family
I
game
will
on that
say,
one.
question 2 is similar to a question I did some years ago. I went back and looked it up, but it wasn't quite the same. I already wrote this, and I'm going to see if you guys can remember.
Well, we'd forget
was
it
still-
anyway.
Yeah, totally. It wasn't quite the same. It was a little different, but this may sound familiar. Let's see. As speculation on who our next James Bond ramps up, some older stories of Bond are surfacing. I recently read that once Sean Connery made a bid for this person to become James Bond, but the person in question turned it down because of a hectic filming schedule. Who did Sean Connery want to see as James Bond?
Casual.
What'd you say?
Schedule.
Okay.
Sorry, I was making fun of you. You're in your schedule.
Who do you want to see play 007? Was it A, Kevin Costner? B,
Okay.
Liam Neeson? C, Mel Gibson? Or D, Clint Eastwood?
I'm not feeling any of those.
Mm.
I'm sorry. Can you do the question again?
Yeah, it's basically Sean Connery at one point did an interview, and he was campaigning for
Oh.
somebody to take over as 007 for
He's
him,
like,
and he
You
thought
know,
this person would
after
make a
I
great
missed that for some reason.
007.
Okay. And I'm sorry.
and they turned it down. Like it wasn't just a campaign. He like tried to get him involved.
Okay.
Was it Kevin Costner, Liam Neeson, Mel Gibson, or Clint Eastwood?
Well, that makes much more sense because they would all be youngish.
At the time.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I gotta put myself in Sean Connery's brain here. Surprised you didn't suggest the Marx Brothers.
Right.
It's not the best. It's not the worst.
When does go home and fuck the prom queen?
Yeah. There you go.
What is that,
Pretty
Highlander?
The Rock.
good. Oh, man.
I always forget about The Rock. And that comes up a lot. I feel like recently. God, Sean Connery, Mel Gibson. I feel like I'm trying to think about what era he would have been bowing out. I'm gonna go with Clint Eastwood because I feel like
Hey, right.
those other stars kind of had their heyday a bit like significantly. Well, not significantly, but noticeably later. Yeah, I feel like maybe Eastwood. He like imagined himself being in Eastwood. You can kind of see it in
Playing puss and fucking solving crimes, you know?
slaying puss and solving crimes. Man, do you guys ever go through like a James Bond phase where you just marathon them shits?
I used to.
It
man.
is
I used
so
to love-
fucking
I used to-
fun.
I haven't in a while, but yeah, every once in a while
Yeah.
I do get a hankering.
Well, they used to do that on TV, like on TBS or
Yeah,
some shit.
yeah.
It was like a whole weekend of marathon.
Yeah. you watch them all.
TBS was great for marathoning shit, like, but James Bond was like there were so many of them, and it's just like, God, it's just such a unique franchise. Like, there's nothing else quite like James Bond. A lot of things leaned into it,
I
and
really like
borrow
the
from it.
Daniel Craig trilogy. Like, is it trilogy or did they make 4 of them?
I
The
don't
Daniel
know.
Craig era was
Yeah.
real good for me.
Well, you know who
I remember
sang
when-
that there was always a James Bond song. Do you remember who sang the James Bond song for when it was rebooted with Daniel Craig?
Was it
Chris
I know-
Cornell, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
it
it
was
was
Chris
Dang it.
Cornell. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was usually women,
That was
but
cool.
you know he's got such a high voice and he can sing in with different styles. It
so
fits
good.
so
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
I'll go with Clint Eastwood.
Monster goes with Clint Eastwood. John Mark, where you leaning, buddy?
Based on how the question was worded and my fuzzy math, I'm going to go with Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
I was going to say when I was a kid, that was one of the games I used to play as it was like 007 Man. And I would take like magnets out of old speakers and pretend they were like wiretap bugs and like put them on something metal. We were talking as a kid, dude.
Yeah.
So that instead of playing cops and robbers or something like that, I was a 007. I'm going to go at that, I'm just thinking out loud, but like, I think probably out of that guest list, I would probably go with Liam Neeson, just because he kind of fits the bill of it all. He looks like he could be, kind of.
I wonder what his earliest movies are. Interesting question.
Mel Gibson.
I think he's also the only one that.
Time,
Liam Neeson's British too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Might be the only one of them.
Oh yeah, did you have to be British to be? Yeah, I guess you must.
I don't know. I don't know. All right.
Well, wait, Mel Gibson was Australian.
Yeah.
But he was doing Mad Max and like Lethal Weapon at that time.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine him saying, "Yeah, he'd make a perfect James Bond."
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right, guys. Some of you are gonna love this question. Some of you are gonna hate it. But question 3: the Seahawks won the fucking Super Bowl, guys. We never really talked about it.
We didn't. Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I guess we did.
I love it that they won, but I know where you're going with it. It's making me sad.
Still glowing over that. Many people think the real Super Bowl happened 2 weeks prior
with the Niners.
What?
With the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, the Rams. Yeah.
As my sports hate runs deep for the Rams, I need to share with you that I found out in 1986 when everyone was trying to capitalize on the rap craze that was sweeping the nation. The Rams were no fucking different. They had their entire team record a rap song, complete with a music video, which I'll play a snippet of for us as we get to the end of this here. What was the name of the Rams rap song in 1986? Had a name. What was it called?
I'm
What was
familiar.
it called? A. 2 tickets to Ramtown.
Just 2 tickets to Ramstown.
Okay.
Was it B? Let's ram it.
Got to ram it
Let's
real
ram it.
good.
Let's ram it. Ram it. Woo. Okay.
Ram it real good.
Was it C? Ram for 2, little boo.
Ram for 2, little boo?
Just for you, little boo.
Okay.
Or was it
You say
D?
so.
Or was it D? We be ramming.
We be ramming. I could then yeah.
We ramming. It'd be more of a raga.
Again, the Rams, the fucking dirty, dirty Rams, had to capitalize on the rap craze sweeping the nation. And in 86, they got their almost whole team to participate in this rap song. And there's a music video for it and everything. What's it called? 2 tickets to Ramtown. Let's ram it. Ram for 2, little boo, or we be ramming.
Well, We Be Rammin' would be great for a raga tune. There's no way that it's A.
2 tickets to Ramtown?
That is definitely the money here. The money,
money.
herring. And I have no idea what what you're even saying. Maybe that's
Ram for 2,
referencing
little
some.
boo?
Huh?
2 little boo boo.
I don't know what that is.
You really can't say much more because I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
Right.
But Let's Ram It is very close to Beat It, which was only a few years before that. Let's ram it. Ram it. Let's ram it. Ram it.
I see your defense and it's lined up real good.
You know, Don't cover like you know you should.
I see your butthole and I know. Let's ram it.
Ram it.
Ram it,
Just
ram it.
woo!
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna go with let's ram it.
There. I would
I
do
ju-
that.
only because I can't imagine it being any of the other three.
Okay.
I don't remember this at all. I remember the Super Bowl Shuffle very well. How could you not?
Yeah.
Not
That
even
was a
my
legitimate
random
hit.
friend knew
And there
this
was one with Bo. Didn't he
Bo
do
Jackson?
Oh
No.
no, you're thinking of the Fridge? Thinking of Perry?
Maybe it was
Fridge Perry?
Fridge.
But the Seahawks had who was the guy with the Oakleys?
Brosworth.
Bronsworth.
Boz.
Yeah, the boss.
Yeah, didn't he do a song?
I think
He was in movies. He was like
I think the
one of the
Boz
biggest
had a
draft
song.
flops.
I'll look that
Yeah,
up while we
probably.
move on.
A rap song too. Okay, John Mark. Let me know if we need the names again.
I'm gonna go with Weeby Ramen.
Ooh, ramen.
Yeah.
Lyle.
We
I'm
ramen.
going the same with John Mark. I think
Oh
it's
no, Mike.
We be ramen.
We
Okay,
ramen.
we'll get to it.
God,
We'll find
could
out, guys.
be. Def Ram would have been a good one too.
Oof, close here.
Def Ram.
Interesting game.
Mm.
All right, question 4. In an interview recently, Kevin Bacon was asked what his least favorite filming experience was, and without missing a fucking beat, he said he hated every moment filming this movie. What was it? Was it A, Footloose?
Okay.
Was it B, Apollo 13?
Because he had to have his dick out the whole time, Chris? Is that what?
Zero G dick scenes for days, man.
Zero G dick.
Man, check it out.
Zero
Zero
G
Dick's
D.
That's a great band name. Zero G Dick.
I think I saw them open for Third Eye Blind and
Zero G Wiener.
98.
Oh no. Okay, or was it C, Tremors?
okay.
Or was it D, Hollow Man?
Oh, I don't think I saw Hollow Man.
Invisible Dick.
Invisible penis.
Again, he hated
okay.
filming one of his movies. Said he hated every moment of it. Was it Footloose, Apollo 13, Tremors, or Hollow Man?
Well, I've seen a lot of Apollo 13 peripheral stuff. I don't remember him talking badly about it. I have not seen Hollow Man, but I'm just going to go off of, like, it was out in the hot desert, yeah, so I'm going to go with Tremors. Like, maybe that just sucked being out in the heat. Footloose could have been rough because it had to have been grueling. There was a lot of dancing.
Mm-hmm. You going Tremors though?
I'm going to go Tremors, yeah.
Okay, Joe Mark.
I don't know if I've even seen Hollow Man. What was that about?
Yeah.
It's the one where he finds a way to make himself. It's like the Invisible Man,
Yeah.
and he starts like spying on his ex-girlfriend and shit, and he goes a little crazy, and he ends up being like the bad guy at the end.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
You see his wiener. You see his hollow wiener.
You do not see his fucking
I
wiener.
swear to God, you see his fucking, because they like throw paint on him or something. You see his
Invisible
dingy
wiener.
Any new listeners, Christopher is obsessed with the fact that Kevin Bacon is always showing Kevin's bacon, but I don't think we've ever come up. You thought he showed his dick in fucking Apollo
His dick is
13.
in so many movies. It's got his own fucking agent. Okay.
I've heard it's a thing.
Well, shit.
We must have looked
He in
this up
that
at one
show.
point.
There was like, he was in a show called something about Dick or something like that, wasn't it? Like,
Probably.
did you see that show? Yeah, and he was Dick in that show.
Kevin
Anyways,
Bacon penis movies.
Yeah. I've seen his dick more than I've seen Steven Tyler's toes. And I've seen Steven Tyler's toes a lot.
I'm gonna
I
hold off
don't
until John Mark
know.
answers.
I don't know if I've seen Hollow Man, and so I gotta go with Tremors. But I don't know. He was so good in that. I feel like he would have enjoyed making the movie because he seemed like he was enjoying being in the movie.
Yeah,
but gonna go with it.
Well, here's the answer.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Lyle. You answer
Maybe
first.
he's that good. He's that good.
I was going to try to rationalize a little bit, between those movies and stuff. Basically, you're acting when you're not really even need to be on fucking camera, because you're really actually just acting CGI. You know what I mean? Like the Hollow Man thing. didn't really need to act because you couldn't see him anyway. You know what I mean? But
don't take away from that Dick's performance, Lyle.
I'm thinking, I'm with the boys. I'm thinking Tremors just because it was a sucky movie, but like it would.
No, it was good. Tremors was fucking great.
The first Tremors is great. They got sucky.
I'm just saying, in general, it would be really fucking horrible to work out in the desert like that, in the heat without any shelter. You know,
with Reba fucking McEntire. Oh my god!
Even if he did in the morning time and the evening times, it would still be fucking horrible.
If only he was out there with the cutie Kathy Bates, and then that might have made it more tolerable. Okay, here's the thing. I looked up Kevin Bacon penis movies.
Yeah. Now you're gonna watch this. Congrats.
Fascinatingly, only 2 movies have come up. Fascinatingly, one of them is Hollow Man.
Was the other one Apollo 13?
No, it was Wild Things.
Wow.
I have seen Apollo 13 probably 30 times.
Yeah.
I know that there was a shower scene, but he's not naked. He's like on the other side of the shower.
Extended cut.
But apparently his invisible wiener is in Hollow Man.
It is. I told you. I fucking told you. Only 2
but
movies.
There's 2 movies in his entire. His dick may still have an agent. I mean, that's 2 more movies, 2 more Hollywood movies than I've been in. Kevin's Bacon has been in 2 more Hollywood movies than the Ronster.
Yeah, he was in a show called I Love Dick.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where your confusion is, Chris.
It should have just been called Kevin's Bacon.
I just remember at one point, I don't remember if it was How Bizarre, the old show, but at some point Christopher was adamant that Kevin pulled out his bacon in 90% of his films.
Yeah.
But 2 is still pretty impressive. I mean, we haven't seen Tom's Cruise or Harrison's Ford or Liam's Neeson.
Willis, though.
We did see Bruce's Willis. That could be a fun game. Like, what's the best?
I don't think I ever saw Arnold Schwarzenegger, but
Arnold Schwarzenegger? No, never did. Bruce's Willis plays. Ain't gonna get better than that, I don't think.
That'd be another good band name, Bruce's Willis. All right. McDonald's employee in Ohio was hospitalized recently while he was working over the fries. And his AirPod popped out of his ear, went into the fry. And he thought he could just get it real fast, but he fucked himself up. Like they had to take him by ambulance. He burned up a large portion of his body.
Be like 300 degrees.
Oh, it was bad. He's embarrassed. But I'm with John Mark. I don't know. Reactionary, just like trying to stop it. Like I hacky sack so much. I have a natural thing to like want to kick at something that falls.
I always grab for everything that falls.
Yep, me too. I injure myself trying to grab like a fucking plastic comb. Like will fall off my bathroom counter. I'm like, oh no! Like I just have this thing. It was like can't let anything fall. And then I'll be like, oh, I just pulled a muscle trying to keep my plastic unbreakable comb from landing on undestroyable laminate floor. You have that thing, and he might have even been
and didn't hit the floor, then it never happened.
He might have been trying to catch it, like instead of fishing them out. Like you see it falling, and you like go to grab it, but you just jut your hand out too far, and then bloosh bloosh.
Totally.
And the burning oils everywhere.
Fries are ready.
Someone walks in. Something smells good.
It smells like bacon in here. Did the bodies exhibit roll through?
Kevin's bacon cooking up back there. Is this Kevin's 3rd and final appearance in a Hollywood movie?
Who did Sean Connery want to see take over as James Bond? Yeah, really was invested in this. And we were talking about Mel fucking Gibson. He loved Mel Gibson and really wanted to see him be James Bond. And like I said, they even got like involved and they were trying to make it work. But Mel Gibson was just on fire at this point.
Yeah.
When was this?
I think this was like the early 80s when they were just getting ready
So-
to do another boot into James Bond.
He would be
Well, it's
doing
like
Mad
his
Max.
biggest stuff would have been Mad Max
So,
at that
so,
point.
so right.
Yeah.
So what
Well,
had
maybe I
Gibson
might have
done?
the
At that time
I might
period.
have the years wrong on this guy. I think this was right before I can't remember who was it.
Well, even
he
like
took over.
Patriot. Remember when he was in the
Pierce
Patriot? That was
Bronson
like
or
Yeah, so like this was probably
90s.
like Braveheart. This is probably like Lethal Weapon 2. Lethal
well,
Weapon.
that was the 90s.
right.
Was it? No, Lethal Weapon.
Lethal
was like
Weapon was
88.
late 80s.
It must have been late 80s. I didn't get the year on
Yeah,
this.
you
But I
just-
think
So my question is, was Sean Connery like, had he been like, he at this point he had been out of
Yeah.
being Bond.
I don't
He
know.
was just like, I think
Yeah,
this
because Roger
person
Moore came
should
in
be
in
the
the
next James
Yeah,
Bond.
I was gonna
Right,
say.
I don't
exactly.
know. And
So-
he had some sway still or some connection with it. I don't know. But yeah.
I think
He was
okay, so
considered
that
in
makes more
mid
sense.
80s, according to Google.
That makes more sense. to
But
me.
he was considered to be the part that ultimately went to Timothy Dalton, which
That's what it
was
is,
The Living
yeah.
Daylights.
Mm.
So that would have
I
been
just
mid
can imagine
80s.
Mel
What was his?
Gibson doing that part?
I would totally watch a Mel Gibson.
Well, I mean,
But
be
yeah.
like in a suit and tie, like being sophisticated and like
Sure,
it's
man.
fun, you know?
I can see it. Okay. Nobody went with Mo on that one. Whip.
No, got us on that one.
All right, here we go. The Ram question, guys.
Oh,
Rams
yeah.
tried to capitalize on the rap craze of the 80s and put out this little. I'm just going to play some for you. Let's see how it sounds here. Is that coming through at all, you guys?
No,
Not really.
It sounds like they're saying we be ramming.
it does sound like
No.
they're saying we be ramming.
It is Ram It. Run.
Ram
With the
it.
point there. Put it in front.
And then Judas Priest later covered it and rammed it
Oh, is
down.
that true?
No.
Ram it down.
They had rammed it down.
Oh.
Before we move on,
Okay.
this is interesting. So Lethal Weapon and Tequila Sunrise and Lethal Weapon 2 were 87, 88, and 89, respectively.
That sounds
So
about right.
all that was out in the big movies was Mad Max 2, Beyond Thunderdome. The River, I do remember The River.
That was Mad Max 3.
Mad Max 2 was technically, that was Road Warrior was Mad Max
Road
2.
Warrior.
Yeah.
That's funny how it's listed here as Mad Max
In the
2.
Thunderdome.
Beyond Thunderdome was 85. So
it was
he
before that.
was mostly known in the U.S. anyway
Yeah.
as Mad Max.
Mad Max.
And he
Yeah.
thought that, interesting. Anyway.
All right. Lastly, in an interview recently, Kevin and his bacon was asked how they felt about filming, what their least favorite filming experience was. And without missing a beat, the actor and his bacon said they hated every moment filming Hollow Man. Because he says, turns out being invisible for most of the movie was not fun.
Oh,
Yeah, that
Okay.
I should have gone with that.
Acted, you know?
so was he
Yeah,
in
I-
green?
Well,
Should've
Makeup
gone with
or
that.
was he
I
just
think
off
you
screen?
seen that.
CGI.
His wiener was in green, too.
It's like, why am I even naked? Action.
Yeah. You
I
should
gotta
have just
see it.
embraced it and just took it as a luxury job and just get into it for the paycheck.
I gotta
What
look,
are we even
I gotta
doing
look
here?
up Hollow Man
Yeah.
penis. I might regret this search.
You might.
Well, there's his butt.
That sounds, that honestly sounds to me like some of the things I've heard about people saying when they were working on the Star Wars prequels, where it was like they were just like acting to a tennis ball in a room with like a
Yeah.
green screen everywhere, and they're just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I doing here?
I gotta send you this one picture that popped up of Kevin's
No.
bacon. It's not that impressive. It's a hilarious image though, and this is from Hollow Man. It looks like.
It was cold on the set.
the
okay?
quote is, "Anatomy of a scene. Hollow Man gives Kevin Bacon yet another chance to go full frontal."
Yeah, another chance. I told you.
That makes two.
Two more than you, Ron. Don't
Indeed.
forget.
Hey, get a load of this. You have to zoom up on it. let's just say that it might be cold in that room. I'm not even exactly
Hey,
sure
no,
what we're looking at
that
here.
doesn't look great. That's true. I think
It's not Oh, I don't know, man. That's
it
more
looks like the worst shit I've ever had in my life.
Kevin's button.
Imagine I look like. That's what fucking Elvis looked like right when he died.
There's some-
Elvis Presley.
I've seen clits that are bigger than that motherfucker. I think this, yeah, I don't know. We could be, I can't really tell exactly what we're looking at, to be fair.
I think this might be the cover image.
You would think that what couldn't possibly be. You'd think that a dude that was always trying to be naked would have more going on there.
Too.
That
What's
is
the last name of Bacon.
barely an Audi.
I remember seeing more.
There's got to be something going on with this picture. This doesn't look
Is
right.
he looking like a Roman statue where you just got a little pecker?
Look,
Did you not
are
see
you
the
seeing
photo?
the image? No, I sent it
I'm
over
not
to
looking it up, but did you send it?
Yeah. No, I did the homework for us. Yeah, don't look up Hollow Man penis because other things came up which I can't unsee.
I didn't get it, so.
It's just that okay.
Oh, I found one with the GIF. There's a little movement.
Yeah, so we're seeing what it looks like we're seeing. That is, I mean, I'm guessing he's a grower. He's certainly not a shower. Oh man, yeah, that's
I think there was one where it shows him like his flesh coming. We only see a little bit of it, but it looks. I swear to God, in the movie you see like it animated at one point.
I'm kind of more impressed if he's got like a tiny wiener and he's still like, nah, show it.
I fucking go.
Like I'm
Full send.
Kevin Bacon. I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't build this empire off of a canned mushroom button. But, yeah. I don't know. I feel like if you pull that dick out of your undies, it goes like like it's not. There's no thud. There's no slap. It's just. Anyway. Well, there we have it. So who won? Or are we done
You
yet?
did, my friend.
I won?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Take that, Kevin's Bacon. You may have 2 more Hollywood movies under your belt, but I definitely have more weird trivia wins. By at least 3 times the size of that button. I don't mean to keep body shaming, but I don't know. I feel like we've had a discussion about Kevin's Bacon before, and it's a thinner cut than I would have guessed.
Let me pull up the Wild Things cut of Kevin Bacon's.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see. Wild Things. Kevin Bacon's wiener, young.
Do you have to put young in?
Yeah,
I would
you're gonna
leave
get flagged.
young penis off of
You're
your
gonna be on
search.
a weird list.
What's new?
It'll be one of those
Young
weird
Kevin
email lists.
penis.
Well, I'm really not
Oh.
having a lot of luck here.
Bunch of black trucks
Must be
pulling up to my
search-
yard.
Jeeves, you really let me down.
Kevin Bacon, Wild Things, nude.
Oh wow, your search is so sophisticated.
Well, here's one. Look, here's one with the black. It's
Professional.
blacked out, but it's not a big box. It's blacking it out.
It's still well
No, Kevin.
confirmed.
Kevin does not have. Well, it looks fairly typical in this shot, especially flaccid.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like that Jay and Silent Bob thing. Or no, what was
But
it?
he's
It wasn't
not like
that.
a horse.
Not Jay and Silent Bob, but what I was gonna say, the movie that Jay was in,
Mhm.
Saving Amy or maybe Chasing Amy or
Ch-
something.
Chasing
I
Amy.
think you're thinking of Zach and Mary make a porno.
That's the one I
when
was
he's
thinking of,
doing
where
when he tucks.
he goes, it looks bigger because he just finished.
Double Dutch rudder. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he went and he
Double Dutch.
jerked one out, and fucking that's when he came out to the
Oh yeah.
for the porno. Because everybody's like, dude, you're
Well-
huge. Like, no, it's bigger, always going down, brother.
Well, I think on that note, I still admire him for take some courage, maybe
Yeah.
even more courage when you're a grower and not a shower. Get out there and do 2 more films than the Ronster
Yeah.
in the open. All right. Well, that was fun. Not sure when we'll get another chance to record, but as soon as we can, we will, and that will definitely be on the topic of 9/11, which will be exciting. Probably a barrel of laughs.
9/11.
Yep.
Until then, let's get on out of here.
All right, guys.
Good night,
I'll see you
y'all.
in Kevin Bacon's
You and Kevin's
Kevin Bacon
bacon.
in my dreams.
Yeah, they'll be in
Bye.
all of our dreams, especially that first one. All right.
Aw.
Yeah. Oh, little guy.
Aw.
Him Cold and Tucker.
Oh,
Microworms and the last episode.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
bacon.
Yeah, Kevin's bacon was recently awoken in the tundra. So give it a moment. It's been in ice for 40,000 years. It'll be just fine.
Yeah, you looked like that too under ice for that long, motherfucker.
Let's
And
just say
cold
it's
now,
no
remember?
Apollo 13. It's
He's not even foot loose.
the lunar lander.
We're probably not causing any tremors, you know what I'm saying?
Inch loose. Inch loose.
oh.
Okay. That's enough body shaming for one night. All right. Night, y'all.
Oh,
More like
nice.
he's inside causing just a stir of echoes. And
We're just going to keep this going.
All right, Kevin Bacon.
It's a fun game.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Night, y'all.
Good night, guys.
Mild thing.
Bye.
Big bad Jackie and I'm starting this off. The Rams get down so nobody scoff. And don't you worry, cause the Rams are rapping. When game time comes, give it back to Jackson. We can't sing and our dance is not pretty, but we'll do our best for the team and the city. So get on your feet and clap your hands. Let's ram it right now with the LA Rams.
Hollywood handsome, Dodge City tough. If you throw it my way, it's gonna get rough. I like to ram it, as you can see. Nobody likes ramming any more than me.
They call me Jeter, nobody dresses sweeter. But under this cooler is a quarterback mistreater. I come from the end, looking for the sack. I don't stop coming till I put them on their back. This limousine with it, my moves are like dreams. They call me the demon on special teams. I know how to rock from the toes to the head. When I pull the trigger, I'll knock you dead.
I'm a mountain man from West VA. They call me Herc and I came to play. I learned long ago if you ram it just right, you can ram it all day and ram it all night. Ram it. Do you know how to ram it? Just ram it. We know how to ram it. So we rockin' LA. So let's ram it today. Let's ram it.
But I will also accept the wart. Hello?